Hello, everyone. This is Beth. I want to talk a bit about spiritual practices because I think sometimes it gets confused with all the other information out there. So something that was like meditation, blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, here's the thing. Meditation is a spiritual practice. She was talking in terms of self-care. But I just feel like it's like, this kind of stuff like meditation, basic meditation is important because it's a spiritual practice. And you do practices so when you have to show up and do real magic, it works. That you can concentrate, that you can get clear enough, that you can discern whether you're doing this because you're just pissed off or you truly want justice. Because there's a huge difference there between calling it justice and being like, I'm pissed and I want vengeance. Take that. Blech. And that's what meditation and spiritual practices do. They get you to a point where you're like, yeah, I'm self-aware enough that I know I'm just really angry and I need to go calm down. Then I can make a choice. Or maybe it is justice. Later on when you are calm, you're like, this is a case of justice. And I want to call justice down and in. Having taken the time to learn how to meditate, to sit quietly, to be present and aware as much as you possibly can in that moment is important as a spiritual practice. Spirituality is really comprised mainly of the really boring stuff of, I study my tarot, I study my Franz Fairy, I read books such as this, Aradia, Gospel of the Witches by Charles Leland, to learn. Because this is part of spiritual practice, learning traditions. Whether they're based in fact or fantasy, this is still an important book. It doesn't matter. That's part of the spiritual practice, learning. It's like meditation. Being present and aware is hugely important in magic. If you're off thinking about the coffee or the coffee pot or what you're going to do next is you're consecrating something. If you're not actually focused on that, you're not actually consecrating. I keep wanting to say concentrating, which is in a way also you're not concentrating on your consecration, so it's not actually getting consecrated because you're too busy not being present and aware. That's what spiritual practices do. They bring you back down to the basics of where am I now in time and space? Where am I here? And they are an important basic building block because without them, you don't have the concentration to do what you need to do. And believe me, my 5-minute meditation in the morning, I'm not a morning person. A lot of that is spent thinking about coffee. Is the coffee done yet? Oh my God, is this done? I want coffee. But I do my 5 minutes in the morning most days to keep that practice there because I know I'm not good in the mornings and it's a good time to practice being present and aware. And a lot of that present awareness is thinking about coffee. Later on in the day, fine. I'll do, especially after, if you have, I'm a person who feels. One of my main clairs is feeling things, like quite literally feeling them in my body. And so I tend to be a little more body chatter when I try to meditate. So when I'm done with yoga, I'll do 10 to 15 minutes of meditation after my yoga practice, after I've done movement. So my body is calm. My body's worked out a lot of that chatter. And I just accept that I'm going to be probably a little more fidgety than a lot of people are when they meditate. And that's fine. When it comes down to it, meditation is not all about having a clear mind, not thinking. It's about being able to think and still be present and aware. Of being able to do the tarot reading for whomever. To be able to do that magical act. To bring in concentration when it is needed. Because that takes practice. You just don't go. For me, I know if one of the main main forms of letting just it all go and being super in the moment to the point of trance state for me is art. Getting so caught up in what I'm doing that it's gone. So you do not have to really, well, meditation, yes, I would really say everyone should be meditating just because it is helpful whether you think it's working or not. But that's my opinion. There's walking meditations, there's movement meditations, there's sitting meditations, there's mantra meditations. You know, try them all on, see what works. I love chanting meditations because that's my second clair is hearing. My two main clairs is hear and feel. They kind of flip flop. I'd say they're about equal at this point, but I hear things. So chanting for me is something that works really well because I hear, and it also takes my brain out of there. So, but you can look at different ways. When, like, say, art, dance, exercise, like running when you're in the zone, can be very clearing. So pay attention to those moments too that use meditative forms, but not necessarily in a traditional way. And see where those are taking you to, because that can be a good clue when you need to get into a trance state too. Meditation's going to really help you do that because you got to be able to let go, whether it's through stillness or through some form of some kind of excitatory. Is that a word? Excitatory? What's the word I'm looking for? Not agitation. Whether you're dancing, spinning, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. Not the people who are like going, laying down on their back, zoning out together. You're the person who's dancing around using that aspect to go into trance. But either way, it doesn't matter whether you go for a still or a movement trance. You have to be able to let go. And meditation will start to help you let go. Spiritual practices are basic and they're often kind of boring. It's like basic spiritual practice of feeling your energy. One of the easiest ways to do that is while you're in relaxation pose, Shavasana, and letting if you ever start feeling that kind of wavy stuff, it's like you're all relaxed and you feel like these waves of whatever rolling over you, that's your energy field. Being relaxed and you're feeling your energy field. It's a really easy way to start working with energy, which can lead to creating energy balls of your own and feeling your own energy and then playing with it, which can help you if you want to do energy work with other people. But you don't start doing energy work on other people without knowing how to use your own energy. You use spiritual practices to create building blocks. And yeah, sometimes they're kind of boring. It's like brushing your teeth. It's like brushing your teeth, spiritual and energetic practices, like clearing your energy. It's like, energy, that kind of stuff. It's the brushing the teeth of the spiritual world. And I think sometimes it gets neglected because it feels boring. It feels not so fun always. And sometimes spirituality isn't always fun. When you're digging into your own all that difficult emotion and those challenging aspects of self, it's not fun. And doing things that are benign, like meditation, basic energy work, energy clearings, which I would, it's just like hygiene of for me, it's part of like hygiene, frankly. Those things all facilitate that and help you get where you need to be. So when you do hit the challenging bits, you're like, I've done my 5 minutes for however long. And it will help you. It will help you stay focused. It will help you stay present. It will help you process through things that you'd really just like to shove back in. Because believe me, sometimes it's just not fun. Okay. So create a spiritual practice, people. Make it yours. Mine is pretty basic, 5 minutes most days. Sit down in the morning. Exercise is part of it because it's one of the best grounders for me. It keeps me very much more grounded than if I'm just trying to do that tree one. I'm actually grounded in a way that works for me. So 5 minutes meditation. Exercise. For me, that's mainly lifting weights right now and yoga with some cardio, kickboxing, and on a stationary bike watching Stargate. Art. Reading about magic. Reading in general. You can pick up a lot of really good tidbits from fiction and science fiction. So, and it can bolster your soul, on those days where you're feeling down. Pick up a favorite novel and reread it. Pick up some Anne Bishop and indulge in the Dark Jewels series. Indulge in, I don't know, Sergeant Keir from Tanya Huff. I really like those novels. Tanya Huff, it's like a Valor series, I think is what it is. I'm too lazy to get up and grab a book. That can be part of your spiritual practice. So define it for how it works for you, and remember that spiritual practice can overlap into self-care, but they are two very distinctly different things and different reasons that. So like you're meditating so you can show up in your spiritual life when you need to. And I guess that is a form of self-care. So yeah, create your spiritual practice and do it consistently. Don't be like, yeah, I did it once a month. Did like once last 6 months. Create a spiritual practice. Be consistent in it. See where that takes you. See how you change. See how you expand your knowledge by creating simple, basic practices to work magic. Alrighty. Everyone have a wonderful, wonderful day and go out there and be the love in the world. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.